So first of all, Dan, I do massively appreciate you sharing a few words from your experience with us. We've been working together now for 9 or 10 months. It's crazy how fast that's gone. Could you just introduce yourself, introduce your company, and we'll start from there?
Okay, yep. So my name is Daniel Lambert. I'm the owner of Danlec Electrical Solutions Limited. So we're a electrical installation company, but what we're looking to do is to branch out into EV charging for the domestic market. So, I was thinking about the ways how we can scale that, and the one, it was funny because I went on Facebook. Very rarely go on Facebook, just browsing, and I found you popped up, your advert with I think it was a couple of plumbers by your side, and what you'd done to help them. I thought, oh, interesting. So I clicked on the link, went through the process, watched the video, and then we got talking. We had a consultation, and my initial thought was to just have it at the EV charging as a bit of an add-on to the site, maybe a web page, so like a page on the website. But after we had a talk, and we sort of looked at the competitors and everything, it sort of dawned on us that we needed to do it in a bigger way, so, and then, you came up with some brilliant ideas about actually the way that we collect the information, like the others have done, and the system that we've generated to be able to collect the leads, to be able to give the fixed prices for the EV charge points. And, it sort of went from there, from just doing a web page on my existing site to a brand new EV charging machine website, marketing machine. So it's thanks to you, Dan, we've got this far, and now we've got this brilliant website which is producing results from the first campaign. Can't believe how well it's gone, to be fair. We're already in profit, and we're making changes to make it even more profitable going forward. So it's all good. It makes very excited for what's to come, and it's opened my eyes up to a new way of doing things online, which I never did before. So yeah, it's all good. I mean, I'm happy with how things are gone, and your professionalism from the beginning's been, exemplary. It's been a pleasure working with you. You ring me on the exact dot when you say you're going to. You're never late. Everything's never been a problem, and I think it's just been a pleasure from the start. I'm looking forward to working together with you in the future. So yeah, all good.
No, likewise, Dan. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and the business, and coming on this kind of journey with you, because it's changed a lot since we first started speaking and what the original plan was, like you said.
Yeah.
So going back to the start then, so you weren't very active on social media, weren't very active on Facebook. The one time you've logged in, there's my happy face standing with some guys.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So then you've clicked on one of our ads. You watched a video of me just sharing a bit of value, and then decided to book in a consultation with us. So on that first consultation, you came to us with like a vision of kind of what the business was. We agreed to work with each other, and then after that, it was when we decided to kind of pivot and go in a different direction, based on kind of your business needs. So just talk me through, Dan, a bit about kind of why you was looking for an internet marketing company in the beginning. Like, what was the problems that you were facing that an internet marketing company would solve?
Well, I'm an electrician by trade, so it's not my forte, the internet, and doing things online. It's not something I'm an expert in at all, to be fair. So, we were looking for someone who can sort of guide us, and, we wanted to sort of invest in that area of the marketing, because I knew it's the way forward. I've seen other people doing it, and I just know that it's the way to be able to scale up. So I needed someone who could basically hold my hand along the way, guide me through the process, so I wasn't trying to figure it out, make my own mistakes. I wanted someone who can actually help me along the way, and also to be able to show me how it all works, and what it's all about from the beginning. So yeah, that was it really. It was just looking for the right person. I knew I needed somebody, but I didn't know who I needed or what I needed it for. But I knew that I was looking, and without sort of purposely looking, we found each other somehow, but through the internet, through the marketing. So it's worked for you and for me in getting me the results that I need, and also for you getting the work that you need. So yeah, that was the main reason why I chose it, because yeah, it was in my mind, and I knew that from initially meeting you and what you offered, I thought, yeah, he's the right guy. He's a genuine guy. I could see that through the other people who I've had interactions with before. I've had a couple of bad experiences with others, so to speak. We'll not take it any further than that. But yeah, that was it really. I just thought, yeah, he's a genuine guy, and we'll give it a shot, and it's worked out well.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that gives us a great relationship with the clients that we work with is like we get to know you on a first name basis. Like, I do genuinely care about helping you get results in your business. And I think by you seeing that we actually do this ourselves, in terms of like our goal with you was to create you a predictable marketing machine, so you can generate leads on demand and confidently scale your business. That's what the goal was. And because we've got one of those machines in our own business, and you actually went through that process, do you think that gave you the confidence to know that like we practice what we preach, and gave you the confidence to want to work with us?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I knew that whatever you did worked for me. And they wouldn't, I don't go on Facebook that very often and what have you, but I've never had anyone else contact me in that way with that service that you offered, especially for trades, because I knew that you were specializing in, at the time, mainly plumbing companies, which I thought, well, our trade's very similar to that. It's working in people's houses. It's a trade business. So I thought, you were the right guy to be able to help me on that journey. So yeah, that was again one of the other reasons, was that you specialised in trade businesses.
Excellent.
Which helped.
And one thing that's one reason why, as you know, Dan, when we spoke, I was really excited to work with you on your project, was because, as you mentioned, like we did specialise primarily in working with plumbing and heating companies. And to kind of pivot into general trades and work with an electrician, and then pivot again into solely focusing on EV chargers. It was a big experience for us. So once you made the decision to work with us, what has your experience been like over the past 9 months?
It's been great. I mean, it's there's a lot to sort of consider when you're building a website and everything from scratch. It was a lot of the ideas that we got were actually from yourself. You brought forward some good suggestions which I didn't even think about. So by your ideas, it's actually diverted the business to how we've got it today. Which in a way is a better version than what I was expecting in the first place. So yeah, I mean, it's been a pleasure to work with you, because with every meeting that we've had, it's been very productive. We've always come back with a solution and the way forward to the next steps. Interacting with your guys through the Trello board has been amazing. It's such a good system that it all links from one part to the next. I've had good responses from you as well, and things have got done pretty much straight away. So it's been a pleasure. Yeah, it's been easy. It's been an easy process from the beginning, to be fair. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. And we've kind of, with your project, so we built you a bespoke website. we'd never kind of done anything like this before. It had a lot of custom functionality on there that we had to build from scratch. And then the final part, Dan, was, of course, once we've built this machine for you, the next step is to actually launch it and to see what results that we could get. So could you just share a bit? I know that you said that you'd got a couple of the results that you'd got from the campaign. And I know that a lot of people can be skeptical with all these marketing companies out there and web developers and Facebook gurus promising them the world. So we've built you this website. We actually launched it for you. So could you just share a bit about the results that you achieved and whether it went how you thought it would? And we'll go from there.
Yeah. So, I didn't know what to expect at all because it's something I've never done before. So it was... It was a bit strange, to be fair, sort of waiting for the day for the machine to be switched on and then seeing what happened. Really didn't know what to expect, to know if it worked at all or if I was going to be inundated with leads completely or if it was going to be, average. But I think from the day we switched it on, it was the day before the last England game, the Euro, so maybe that day wasn't the best day to be promoting, but the day after that, the leads just exploded with leads coming in constantly, and I was shocked with the amount of leads that we were getting, and it opened my eyes to see the demand that there is out there for these chargers. So it was an eye-opener, and it was a lot better than I expected. In terms of the figures, I've got some figures to hand here. All in all, if I add up all the works and the quotes and the completed works we've done, the total value of those sales, including the quotes which haven't been accepted just yet, some of them, is just shy of £25,000. That's from £3,000 worth of advertising. So that equates to the work that we've completed already is £9,000, just shy of £9,000 worth of sales that we've already turned out. We've done the work and we've had the money for. And we've also got another just under £6,000 worth of work orders in the pipeline, ready to complete once the customers are ready for the work. So, we're sort of talking about £15,000 worth of sales in total from £3,000 of advertising costs. So, the profit, we're definitely in profit. I would say the profit from that is maybe about 5,000-6,000, so we're in profit, we're making money. I'm hoping that we're going to tweak things to make it even more profitable. So we've got we've got more high quality leads going forward. But yeah, I'm just amazed how it worked. The machine worked. It did a lot better than what I was expecting. We've made money out of it. We've generated, sort of 25 grand's worth of work in the pipeline. So it's amazing, really. It's amazing what it's done. I'm surprised, and I can't believe how well it worked.
So for the first campaign we've ever done, we've never worked with an electric car charging company before. This is a brand new business for you as well, Dan. And for the first campaign, we invested £3,000 in. So we put £3,000 into this machine. And on the back end, we're looking at, am I right in saying £25,000 in potential revenue?
That's in revenue, including some of the estimations we've gave to the clients. So there's a few that we've not heard back from. But in terms of total revenue to date, we've had £15,000 worth of revenue to date from that.
Excellent.
So, and there's more work. There are more leads that we've not processed yet from that first campaign.
Brilliant.
And that was only a small portion of the leads that we actually did get. Because going forward, we're going to hopefully be contacting more of the leads to be able to convert them into sales. So yeah, that was for the first campaign. I'm very happy with how it went.
Excellent. And you hit the nail on the head, because that is the first campaign. So we use that first campaign to guide our decisions for future campaigns. So the results just keep getting better and better and better. So what has that done for you now, Dan? Talk to me about kind of what that's done for you in terms of confidence to scale the business. I know you just said that we was just having a conversation that you've moved to a new, bigger premises. Now that you've got one of these predictable machines within your business and you realise that this is possible, what's that done for you?
Well, I think the main thing is it's gave me the confidence to be able to invest in the company, like you've just said, and I spoke to you about it earlier. We've recently upgraded and moved into a new premises, about 10 times bigger than the one we were in previously. So it's a massive jump up. It is giving me the confidence is the main thing, because I know now going forward, I know I've got the work when I want it. You know, we can switch the campaign on. We know if it carries on as it were, it's going to be generating leads. We're going to be converting them leads into sales. So we know now, unless something majorly bad happens, that we have got a steady stream of income, of work, consistent work, you know, and good work that we want, that we can scale up from even further if we want to. So yeah, it's gave us a bit of a buzz in the company, to be fair. You know, it's brought a bit of life into the firm. You know, all the lads are excited. I'm excited. You know, we moved place, and you know, it's gave us a lot more. There's a lot more to look forward to going forward now. Definitely, yeah. So yeah, it's been good.
Excellent. So for someone who's watching this, Dan, because again, you was in that position where you've been burnt by other marketing companies in the past. You've got this random guy you're seeing on Facebook. You decided to put your trust into me, which I'm incredibly grateful for. So what would your advice be to someone now who maybe be in your position, who saw one of our Facebook ads, they're on the fence of whether to work with us? What would your advice to that person be?
I'd say go for it. You know, give it a chance. You know, I think, you know, you and your team, you've got the capabilities to do this. You know, it's worked for me, so it could work for any other person. You know, just give it a shot. Definitely. You know, there's nothing to lose really. You know, it's going to work out. You know, I know I've been in good hands from the beginning, so yeah, I'm very confident, and I'm very happy with the choice I made as well.
Excellent, brilliant. So, final question: would you recommend We Build Trades?
Absolutely, yes, definitely, 100%. Yeah, without a doubt, I'd recommend it to anyone. Yeah.
Brilliant, perfect timing, mate. That's
yeah.
No, Dan, that was brilliant, mate. That was incredible. I really appreciate it, and especially with the numbers, because the numbers that's what people need to hear. Because at the end of the day, like, it's all right having a pretty website, but there's no point in having the nicest looking website in the world if it doesn't generate you money. And now it's great for me to hear you say that it gave your business a buzz, it's gave your staff a buzz, it's allowed you to have the confidence to scale things up. And it's kind of changed your view of what marketing can do for your business when it's done right. So I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with your feedback. And is there any final thoughts that you want to share?
No, not really. I mean, all I'd say is just, you know, anyone on the fence about wanting to get with you guys, just do it. You know, give Dan a chance, because you know, it's you know, sometimes it takes a bit of time to get what you want right. You know, it's not something that happens overnight, and it's, you know, but we've been helped along the way in the process. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's worth doing. You know, anybody who's not into online, you know, marketing, digital marketing or anything like that, or they've not got it within the business, you know, you need to, because it's the way forward. Absolutely the way forward, you know, especially for us as a trade. You know, it makes us stand out from the rest. So yeah,
you're gonna have to come down, Dan, because I've got we've just launched a video for a client that we went up to Glasgow to see. It was like a video shoot that we done, and got them like a drone, professional photographer and everything. And we've just launched a ad on their Facebook, and it's mate, it's killing it.
Yeah.
So when you've moved in and you've got settled and everything, and are you going to be able to brand up that place? Like, is it yours to kind of do what you want with?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's ours. It's it's a rental premises, but yeah, we'll be getting us sign up and everything. Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll get all geared up and branded up. Yeah.
But what I'll do, Dan, I'll send you over this company and some of the videos that they've created, because that's the next step now. And like, one of the problems that a lot of our plumbing guys are facing is recruitment. They've got work up until November. They're actually losing work now because they can't get the bathroom fitters or the heating engineers to actually fill the jobs. So we've tried numerous things. You probably saw some of the conversations in the group. And what I'm hoping these kind of company videos will do, and you can give me your feedback once you see it, is it's going to make people aware of the brand. So if you've got a plumbing or heating issue and you're looking for a company you can trust, we let our customers do the talking, basically. So we go out, we interview their customers, just like what I'm doing with you now. We interview their customers and get a professional testimonial for them.
Nice.
But then what will also happen is potential engineers will see that video, and they'll see that they're like a professional organisation, they're growing, they're a great company to work with, etc. So what do you think it's going to be like for you, Dan? Like, I know that it's an issue with the gas engineer and bathroom fitter space, but in terms of like good electricians, do you find it hard in terms of recruitment or what?
Oh yeah. At the minute it's hard now. Yeah, I mean it's hard, almost impossible to get good electricians. Get good the right electricians. Because there's two types. I mean, there's the commercial electricians, which don't really know anything about working in houses, or as much as working in houses. And then you've got the more domestic ones, which have had that experience in working in people's homes. So it's the same trade, but there's two sides to it.
Yeah.
So getting the right person for us, which is mainly domestic work, it's getting the right person who can do that sort of work. Because you're working directly with customers.
Of course.
It's not just being good at your job, it's everything else that goes with it, customer service, cleanliness, conscientiousness, all that sort of thing. There's a lot more to consider. So getting the right all-round person is hard. It's very hard at the minute, yeah.
And is there like, for you, like, let's say you've got a general electrician, is there different, like, for the EV side of the business, would they have to be a qualified electrician and understand the EV side, or could they just understand the EV side and not be a qualified electrician?
No, it's an electrician's job. Okay. So at the end of the day, it's electrical work. So it's a bit like installing an outdoor socket, for example. You still need to be an electrician, or you should be an electrician to do that work. So it is electrical work, so you need to be electrically knowledgeable. You need to be an electrician, qualified electrician. But also to be able to install the charge points, you do need an extra qualification on top of that to be able to sign the work off that you're installing.
I see.
So we have to invest in our guys, train them up in the EV charging course, to get them qualified, so then they can go out then and sign the work off themselves.
What's the time frame on that training?
It only takes a day. There's two options. You've got a 3-day, which is a bit more intensive if you're in sort of newbie to it all, or you've got the 1-day course.
And what's the actual training to become like a qualified? Because like for a heating engineer, you have to go through gas safe, etc. So what's that process like for an electrician, Dan?
So for an electrician to be qualified, I mean, the normal route is to get an apprenticeship. That's like a 4-year course at college. Once you've got that and you've got your qualification, if you were to go out and start trying to get your own work and signing your own work off and certifying your own work, you would need to then be part of a trade association. We're part of the NIC EIC, so that's the most recognised, and that's the one where you do the work, but it's all done through them basically. You sign the work off through their portal.
I see.
You notify the work to building control through their portal, and they come out once a year and they do an assessment, and they do like spot checks, and they ask to go to a couple of jobs that you've done, check the certificates, check the work that you've done, just to keep the standards high within their organisation, basically. So it's similar to quite similar to the gas safe. It's not as much in one lump, but it's a yearly thing that you have to subscribe to. So yeah, it's very similar, and it's catching up with the same standards as the gas safe. The electrical certification is now by law is required for any rental properties. So that's been something what's kept us busy for the last year, is doing a lot of testing, bringing the rental properties in this area up to a satisfactory standard. So yeah, it's very similar in that sort of way. The regulations are tightening up now.
And what's your kind of recruitment strategy? Because what was really interesting was, like, again, working with so many different clients in one industry, it's so interesting to see how different their approaches to different things are, like recruitment. So you'll have some of the guys that are only looking for kind of older, more experienced people. But obviously that's really difficult. Whereas this company that I went up to see in Glasgow, who I'll send you the video of, they've gone down like a real kind of young talent approach, where they're hiring a lot of apprentices. I think their average team members are aged between 17 and 22.
Right, yeah.
They're saying to me that they're finding that they're hungry, they're more motivated. Obviously, they're not as experienced, but if they've got the right attitude, you can mould them into becoming a great kind of person for the business. So what are your thoughts with that, Dan? Is it different for you? Like, what's your experience been?
It's pretty much the same, to be fair. We're looking for, like, the ideal guy for us would be someone in the 20s, someone who's, still hungry for the work, still ready to do it, still, not getting too not getting too old for the job, basically, because sometimes it's quite a demanding job. Awesome. So a lot of our guys that we've actually trained up from apprentices. So that's the ideal route that we like to take, but it's not always ideal because it's not the quickest route. If we wanted to sort of scale up a bit and we need the workforce now, then we do have to look elsewhere. But looking for someone, like you've said, sort of like early to late 20s is probably the ideal age for us, really, because they're still willing to learn. They don't think they already know everything.
You can mould them, can't you?
We can mould them to how we want them. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. They've still got things to learn, but they do. They're willing to accept your ways of doing things as well. Like you say, you can mould them how you want. So yeah, it's that's where we are at, really. To be fair, we're quite a young workforce as well.
It's interesting because, like you said, it takes longer because obviously you've got to go through that learning curve with them. But longer term, the foundations of your business are going to be so strong. So this is where I'm trying to learn as much about it as possible at the moment, mate, because when we started, as you know, the main goal for us was to build these lead generation machines. And you think, okay, once I've got one of these machines, problem solved, happy days. And you realise that, crap, we can only turn them on for so long because we haven't got the manpower to be able to do the work. So we're trying to kind of become a one-stop shop solution for trade businesses. And that involves understanding the entire sales process, not just marketing, but then the sales side and the operations. So just last thing, with you in the sales side, you mentioned that you're in a position now where obviously you've got the leads coming in, you're confident that the the leads are going to be there. You've never really had a sales side of the business, a sales department. So what are your plans there to deal with these influx of leads?
Yeah, I mean, it was a problem I didn't know I needed until it came along, sort of like last week. So
one of the good problems.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I never anticipated I'd ever need it because it's not something that I've ever done before. But yeah, it's something that we need now. I mean, on the first campaign, I was doing it myself, and I was the phone just didn't stop ringing, or there was always too many calls to be able to make for the work that we had. So, I just knew I wouldn't be able to do it in this next campaign, especially if we're now collecting the phone numbers of the leads. To be able to follow up on the amount of leads that we got last time would have been a full-time job for someone. So, that's where there was a guy who we had come on a trial with us a few months ago, and we were potentially going to start doing a bit of admin work. We're trying to get him into the admin side of things. But at the time, before we switched this on, we didn't really necessarily need them at the time. We brought them in to see if they were capable for when we were ready. But now we are ready. It's less of the admin that we need, although we do still need that. But the most important role that we need now is someone in sales who can follow up from the leads, who can be the first point of contact with the customer, to try and bring them on board and to try and help them on the journey to solving the EV charging problem. So, that's one thing that was that I didn't know I needed until recently. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We've got a guy in now. To be fair, we're training him up. I'm showing him our systems, how it all works, and we're hopefully going to have some form of system in place. So when the marketing campaign does get switched back on, we can process the leads properly then, and we can try and maximize our conversion rate. Making sure that we're getting turning more of the leads into sales. To make the most of the costs, the advertising costs that we'll be spending. So yeah, that's one thing that we're implementing now, is trying to make that change, getting someone who can actually do that.
Well, the streamlining side's so important as well. So obviously, when you've got this marketing machine and you're generating leads on demand, you just said that for yourself, not knowing how many leads were going to come through, it was like a full-time job for you calling those leads. So yeah, how has the integration from the website with ServiceMate helped you, Dan, in terms of making things more efficient?
Oh, it's been a absolute game changer, really, because what happens is, if anyone purchases from the site or places an order from the site, that automatically then converts that order into a client in ServiceMate, which we can then instantly convert into the right job template for the specific job for the EV charging work that we're doing. So then it's got the client's details and the work required all on the right job card in ServiceMate, which then we can carry on the sales process from there. We can send the follow-up emails for the sale, or we can send the emails that we need to start the process of the grant application. So having that streamlined process linked together like that, it's made a massive difference.
Excellent.
I mean, it's something that can be done manually, but it would just take a lot more work doing that.
Well, that's one of the things we discussed at the start. It's making sure that you're streamlining the business and having as much efficiency as possible. So like your customer journey now is someone who's never heard of you before, can see you on Google or Facebook. They come to a high converting website where they can get a quote in minutes and actually buy a charger online. That lead then goes through to you. If they don't convert straight away, they can get automated text messages and automated emails. But on the back end, that then feeds into ServiceMate, which is your CRM. that allows you to run a much more streamlined, efficient business and grow the business more predictably. So would you say that that kind of all-in-one solution has been kind of a game changer in terms of where the next steps are for Danlec EV?
Definitely, yeah. Oh yeah, without that, I mean, without having all that in place, it would have just, it's just changed the business completely. Yeah, it's transformed it. Going forward, we will look at implementing some changes to the electrical website as well. So we can hopefully replicate what we've done in the EVs, but also with the electrical. So we can do the same sort of thing, offer fixed price solutions for certain jobs. Try and make the whole process easy. So, and transparent. So that's the next step. But having the systems in place, what manage all the information from the start's been, absolutely, essential for us, really.
But once you do it once and you know that it's possible, because that's another thing that's quite exciting, is you've got the actual electrical business, and then we've got another business that we might be transitioning into the solar side. So now that you've got this predictable machine for the EV chargers, and you know what's actually possible. Do you think that's kind of inspired you in those other two areas to grow those as well? Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I know, I mean, for the solar side of things, it's something that would be new to us. So we'd have to learn, all about that, which I'm happy to do. It's just getting the right timing to do that. But I think the electrical side of things, we've been really make some massive improvements on that side. So we can, do the same sort of things, sort of targeted campaigns for certain jobs, whether it's a consumer unit, like a fuse box replacement or a rewire of a property. But the customers can then input the specific details of the job into the website to be able to then give them the fixed price quotes instead of us going out to every job and having to go there initially to quote the work. We can sort of offer the prices like we are doing straight away. So, and obviously offer a better service in terms of the whole online experience what customers have on our site. So yeah, it's definitely the next step we're looking at now. Yeah,
it'd be exciting, Dan, to see the potential of that in the other sides of the business. Because it is like, once you've got everything under the one umbrella, the Danlec brand, and you've got these marketing machines that can generate you the leads, the sky's really, the only limitation is your ambition really on where you want to take it and kind of which direction you want to model, whether it's a franchise model potentially, whether you want to sell the business. And now you've got these systems in place and we're working towards creating even more. Your business looks very attractive to potential investors. If that's the route you want to
Well, maybe so. Maybe one day, we'll see.
But no, Dan, again, mate, I do really appreciate you taking the time to do this. It's been a pleasure working with you over the past 10 months, and I'm really excited to see what the future can bring for us. So onwards and upwards for Danlec.
Yes, absolutely.
Danlec, Dan and Dan.
That's it. Dream team.
Dream team, mate.
That's it.